Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Macau weekend has come and gone once again, and this is the third year I've actually covered the event with a crash compilation, of which you tend to get many at Macau, with the tight street circuit posing a significant challenge to the drivers. Now once again, because of the worldwide situation, there were no international drivers at Macau, no World Touring cars and no Formula 3 drivers. But the local stars from Macau, Hong Kong and China did their best to put on a very entertaining show for the fans in attendance. So for them, remember to subscribe and let's begin. We start with the touring cars, and it doesn't take long for one to hit the barriers at Lisboa. It tends to be one of the most common crashes you see at Macau. Here's Badaraku. I believe he's camera shy because he just did not want to be seen on the screens. And off he goes to the drive-thru at McDonald's. Mendonca Choi was in a battle for position when he got caught by the car behind him. Took a nice big chunk out of the back. And that is one damaged Mitsubishi. And here's another car going into the barriers, and he's taken a friend with him, who promptly stalls in the middle of the track. It's one way to stop your competitors getting past, I suppose. Su Leng Hong in his Mini was very unlucky not to get away with this one, getting stuck in the barrier and tearing the front suspension apart. And here's another car hitting the barrier, doing a hell of a lot of damage, even taking the wheel off. And it's still going. And another Mini getting into trouble. That's Paul Fan Kwok Ping doing both ends. Now, it wouldn't be Macau without a big pile-up. And it's all caused by a Mini going too fast and taking pretty much the second half of the field with him. And this is only going to get worse, especially if you're the driver upside down. It's not finished yet. Here comes the Lotus. I imagine there's a scrap dealer in Macau rubbing his hands together right now. He's going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks. At least there's one lucky driver who's managed to get away with it. Funnily enough, that brought out the red flags. But whilst all that was going on, here's the leader in another Mini, and he's lost it as well. The second place driver gets away with it, but it's the Mini behind who does not, and another Mini spins in sympathy. If you're at Macau, maybe don't bring a Mini. And here's a Honda who just about manages to get away with it somehow. Very close to the barrier, and yet unscathed. But not for very long. And here's another two getting involved with each other as we leave the touring cars and head over to the world of GT racing. And it's a Ginetta that starts us off. And if you look in the background, it's another Ginetta that keeps us going. This one, a lot more damaged. At least it's out of the way. Here's Ivan Mac Hugh Kong getting spun by a rival, but at least they let him continue in front. Very sporting of him. And here's two BMWs. You think racing the same cars would be kinder to each other. Now here's two cars getting very close to each other. The Mercedes barges the BMW out of the way, and the BMW driver didn't like it, and so he slams him into the barrier. Amazingly, the Mercedes keeps going with steam pouring out of it, but the damage is done. The BMW driver is probably very lucky to get away with it. It's amazing that Mercedes kept going as long as it did. Here's Wong Kwai Wah getting it wrong at the hairpin. And he's another one who's taken a friend with him. So yet another BMW getting in trouble. It also won't be the last we see of him. At least most of the other cars got away with it. And there's another car heading straight into the barrier. This one's an Audi. And here's Wong Kwai Wah again having a much bigger accident. Pretty much totaling his BMW. And another one. This is Zhang Ya-Ki, whose weekend was about to get much worse. There he is. Spinning around. Not much of that car left. He should have probably given up after the first one. It's amazing how many times he spins around. Actually qualifies him to be an astronaut. But that was a very, very high speed accident. And here's a Lamborghini. Not quite getting away with it. Leaving some bodywork behind for his competitor to run over. And here's another Lamborghini. This one blowing up. But he's not the one we should be watching. He has left oil all over the track. And here come the leaders. The first car gets away with it, but Dao Loyang does not. And he's very lucky not to hit the Lamborghini on the way past. It's amazing what a little bit of oil will do. Amazingly, they'd rebuild that car and it would win the GT race. And that's another car in the barriers as we move on to the single-seaters. And sadly, the final category at Macau. And as usual, is friends playing. And people hitting the barrier. Same car from another angle. Here's Li Chao doing the exact same thing. Here's Won Yung Ming. He gets it all wrong as well. And there they go. Once again, it's best to do this with friends. Here's Peng Li Xin having a harmless little spin. And again, it's in the background we should be looking as Patrick Sangwai spins into the barrier. He's going no further. And as his competitors continue, here's Li Kit Meng. That's two more cars left behind. But we'll leave Charles Hong to take his second Macau Formula 4 victory. And here's hoping in the future we can go back to having the international stars. Not that the local drivers haven't put on a great show for us over the last couple of years. But I'll leave you with a winner, leaving behind all the losers. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and have a good one.